Timezone math. How to schedule a live webinar your whole audience can attend. Half your list is asleep when you go live at 7 p.m. your time. Here's how to pick a slot and a backup plan. That actually works globally. You picked 7 p.m. because it felt right. Dinner's done, kids are in bed, you're finally sitting down at your desk. Then you go live, 12 people show up, and half of them drop off mid-sentence to go make coffee, because it's 7 a.m. where they live, and they're already running late for work. This isn't a marketing problem or a content problem. It's arithmetic. If your audience spans more than 3 or 4 time zones, and almost everyone's does the moment they cross a few thousand followers, a single live slot mathematically excludes most of the room before you say a word. The fix isn't picking a better time. It's doing the math once, building a schedule around it, and treating the replay as a first-class ticket instead of a consolation prize. Step 1. Find out where your audience actually lives. Before you touch a scheduling tool, pull the geography. Instagram and TikTok both show follower location breakdowns by country in their native analytics. Instagram, professional dashboard, audience. TikTok, analytics, followers. YouTube Studio shows the same under audience geography. You don't need precision down to the city, you need the 3 or 4 biggest clusters. A creator with a US heavy list might see 60% North America, 20% UK Europe, 12% Australia, and a long tail everywhere else. That's a completely different scheduling problem than a creator whose list is 40% US, 35% India, and 15% Southeast Asia. Same follower count, opposite math. Write down your top 3 regions and their UTC offsets. That's the actual input to the scheduling decision. Everything after this step is just plugging numbers in. Step 2. Accept that you're optimizing, not solving. There is no clock time that is simultaneously convenient in Los Angeles, London, and Manila. A slot that's a comfortable 6 p.m. in New York is 11 p.m. in London and 6 a.m. in Manila. Your job is to pick the time that produces the biggest live crowd for the effort of one session. Then let the replay pick up everyone the math excluded. Most creators over-index on finding a mythical universal slot and under-index on building a replay funnel that actually converts, which is backwards, because the replay funnel is the part you fully control. The 12-hour twin. If your list is genuinely split across the world, run the same webinar twice, roughly 12 hours apart same week. It's more work than one session, but it turns 2 half-empty rooms into 2 solidly full ones. And you can reuse most of your slide deck and talking points. Step 3. Use a formula, not a vibe. Here's the actual math, simplified. Take your top 2 audience clusters by size. Find the local evening window for each, roughly 6 to 9 p.m. local time, when people are most likely to sit through a live session on purpose. Convert both windows to UTC. Look for overlap. If there's overlap, even a 30-60 minute sliver, that's your slot. If there's zero overlap, common with US plus Asia Pacific splits, you have 2 honest options. Pick the slot that favors your larger cluster and treat the smaller one as replay first, or run the twin session approach above. What you should never do is default to evening where I live without running this check. It's the single most common reason webinar attendance undershoots list size by 70-80%. Pull location data from your platform analytics and rank your top 2-3 regions. Convert each region's 6-9 p.m. local window to UTC. Check for overlap across your top 2 regions. That overlap is your candidate slot. If no overlap exists, decide 1 slot favoring the bigger cluster, or 2 slots 12 hours apart. Lock the date at least 10-14 days out so you have real runway to promote it. Build the replay page and delivery flow before you go live, not after. Step 4. Make the replay the actual safety net, not an afterthought. Here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. They treat the replay as a courtesy email sent to whoever registered days later, once they've gotten around to editing the recording. By then, the moment's gone. If you're selling something during or right after the webinar, a course, a template pack, a coaching slot, the replay needs to convert on the same day it's watched, which means it needs to arrive fast, and it needs a live checkout link sitting right next to it, not a link coming soon. This is exactly the kind of logistics problem store.fan is built to remove. When someone buys your webinar seat or registers for a free one that upsells into a paid replay, delivery is instant and automatic. The buyer gets their access link on screen the second payment clears, and again by email. So a follower in Manila who registered but was asleep during your New York taping still gets the replay and the buy button the moment they wake up, with zero manual follow-up from you. You're not stitching together a scheduling tool, an email tool, and a file host. It's one flow from registration to payment to delivery. Pull audience geography from your platform analytics, not a guess. Run the overlap math and pick a slot, or 2 slots if there's no overlap. List the session as a product with automatic access delivery. Draft the replay page description before the live event, not after. Set the price, or registration flow, and confirm checkout works on mobile. Promote the slot in your bio link with the specific date and time zone spelled out. We stopped chasing a perfect time and started scheduling for our 2 biggest regions. Attendance didn't change much, but replay sales in the 48 hours after doubled, because people finally had a reason to open the email. Step 5. Price and package the session so the replay isn't a downgrade. Don't undersell your own replay. If live attendees get a Q&A and the replay-only crowd gets a recording, that's a fine distinction. But the core value, the teaching, the framework, the offer, should be identical, priced the same, delivered the same way. Setting this up as a single product in your store, rather than juggling a live-only link and a separate replay link, keeps the offer clean and keeps you from accidentally training your audience to always wait for the cheaper version. If you haven't set this up yet, create your store and list the webinar as a product before you lock the date. It takes less time than writing the promo caption. Worth noting, this only works if checkout is frictionless enough that someone watching a replay at midnight their time can buy without hunting for a card. Apple Pay and Google Pay handle that automatically once you've connected a payment method, and Stripe or PayPal both work. A live example store shows what a clean webinar product listing looks like in practice. Step 6. Don't skip the follow-up window. The 48 hours after your live session is when most replay sales happen, assuming you tell people it's available. A quick broadcast email the morning after, missed it live, full replay plus the templates are up now, outperforms almost any other single message you'll send that month. Because it's timely, and it's solving the exact problem the recipient just had. Your customer list from the registration and purchase flow is the audience for that email. You don't need a separate list building tool for it. The real takeaway. Timezone math isn't glamorous, but it's one of the highest leverage 15 minutes you'll spend before a launch. Pull your audience geography, run the overlap check, pick 1 slot or 2, and then put as much energy into the replay delivery as you put into the slide deck. Because for a global audience, the replay is often where most of the revenue actually lands. If you're weighing whether webinars fit your broader offer mix, plans lay out what's included at each tier, and the blog has more playbooks on turning a single live session into a repeatable revenue stream. If anything about setup trips you up, you can always contact support rather than guessing. But the Timezone math above will get you 90% of the way to a room that's actually full. Key takeaways. Map your actual audience time zones before picking a slot. Don't guess based on where you live. There is no single perfect time for a global list. The goal is the least bad time plus a real backup. 2 live sessions 12 hours apart usually beats 1 session at the average time nobody's actually awake for. The replay isn't an afterthought. For most global audiences, it will out-attend the live room. Automatic delivery of the replay link is what makes the backup plan actually work at scale. Start your creator store free at store.fan.